Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the foot of a towering mountain, lived a young man with an indomitable spirit. From as far back as he could remember, he had one dream: to conquer the mountain that loomed over his village, a feat that no one from his village had ever accomplished. But the mountain was no ordinary one. It was treacherous and unpredictable, its slopes often shrouded in mist and legend. The villagers, with their calloused hands and weather-beaten faces, had long accepted the mountain's challenge. For them, the mountain was a constant reminder of their limitations. For years, they had watched with a mixture of admiration and disbelief as daring adventurers from distant lands attempted the ascent, only to be humbled by the mountain's raw power. To the villagers, the mountain was a symbol of their own fears, and in their minds, insurmountable. However, our young man was different. While the mountain seemed to represent freedom and adventure to him, he couldn't understand why his fellow villagers seemed so resigned to its intimidating presence. Day after day, he would stand at the base of the mountain, gazing at its majestic height, feeling a deep yearning in his heart to explore its hidden wonders. He began by asking the villagers for advice, hoping to learn from their experiences. But most of them only shook their heads, lost in their own routines, while a few shared tales of danger and despair that only fueled his determination. Undeterred, he decided to prepare for his journey, knowing that he would need more than just advice to succeed. He started by gathering supplies, acquiring old but sturdy shoes, a worn backpack, and any gear that could help him on his journey. As he prepared, excitement coursed through him, mixed with a healthy dose of reality. He knew the dangers of the mountain, yet he felt ready to face them. And so, one day, with a mix of apprehension and excitement, he embarked on his journey up the mountain. The initial part of the climb was filled with wonder. As he ascended, the air grew colder, the trees sparser, and the sounds of the village faded into a distant memory. With each step, he felt a sense of accomplishment, the feeling of being alive and truly free. But as the days passed, the reality of his challenge sunk in. Storms battered him, winds howled, and the cold threatened to freeze his fingers and toes. There were moments when his resolve faltered and the whispers of impossibility echoed in his ears. Yet he pressed on, step by step, refusing to surrender to the mountain's fury. In the solitude of his journey, he found a new strength within himself, a resilience he never knew he possessed. The mountain had pushed him to his limits, testing his endurance and will. And then, one morning, as the sun painted the sky with hues of gold and crimson, he reached the summit. Standing tall amidst the clouds, he felt a sense of triumph unlike any he had ever known. The world stretched before him, a vast expanse that seemed to bow to his newfound courage. In that moment, he understood that the true victory lay not just in reaching the peak, but in the transformation that had occurred within him during the climb. The journey had been as much about self-discovery as it had been about conquering the mountain. As he began his descent, he carried with him the quiet satisfaction of knowing that he had not only challenged the mighty mountain, but had also conquered his own limitations. The mountain that had loomed over his village as a symbol of fear and impossibility had become for him a testament to human courage and the indomitable spirit that resides in us all. And when he returned to the village, he carried with him not just the echoes of the wind and the solitude of the peak, but also the quiet confidence of a man who had stared into the face of impossibility and had emerged victorious.